You know, as we come up on the 2-year anniversary of the Nintendo Switch, a lot of people ask the question, what happens next? Where does Nintendo go from here? How do they capitalize on this particular product? Is it through software? No. Is it through a better online system? Apparently, maybe. But it's going to be, well, according to this new rumor, smaller, portable-focused Nintendo Switch coming in 2019. We've heard this rumor before, but this new rumor is circulating again. These rumors pop up all the time. No, we don't know if it's true. But it does seem to make sense following Nintendo's particular pattern when it comes to their portables. First, remember, we had the Game Boy, then there was like the Game Boy Advance, and there was multiple SKUs of the Game Boy Advance. There was multiple SKUs of the Game Boy, right? You had the Game Boy Micro was the thing for a while. The Nintendo DS, then the 3DS, then the 2DS. It's just the 3DS XL, 2DS XL, I believe. You know, there's a whole litany, a whole mess of types of consoles that Nintendo has always made in regards to adapting and changing and upgrading their core base, their core consoles. And they do this because they know people will continuously repurchase it. Nintendo is great at selling you something you already own, and we all love them and hate them for it. Now, the article says here, a new report suggests that a smaller version of the Nintendo Switch will be released in 2019, which will cost less, but remove features to focus on portability as a result. What exactly does that mean? Okay, it will cost less. That's fine. It's a $300 machine. Cool. I'm assuming it's going to come without the dock, so there's going to be no TV attachment. I'm assuming the Joy-Cons are probably not going to be detachable, and they're going to be on there, and the screen's probably going to be smaller, which who the hell wants that, to be honest with you? And they're probably going to have, you know, maybe a bigger battery, and it's going to be maybe no memory card. I don't know. Oh no, they'll have a memory card slot, but that will be maybe no cartridge slot. Nah, that'll probably be there too. Those two things seem pretty essential. Anyway, the report comes from Nikkei and says that this move comes after Nintendo lowered its target sales for the year from 20 million Switch units to 17 million, and is looking to launch this portable version early in order to expand its user base. Nikkei claims that Nintendo has told multiple suppliers and developers about the plans to release this smaller Switch. The rumor states this version of the Switch will be made with playing outdoors in mind. Nikkei also notes that Nintendo plans to launch a more expensive online service in 2019. Nintendo Everything reports that this will be aimed at game enthusiasts who are willing to pay more for a higher tier service. If this is the case, the current Nintendo Switch online service will likely remain in place alongside it. Okay, so I kind of feel like an Angry Joe moment coming on. You done fucked it up. This is what I feel because, okay, so they realized that they were the number one selling console in 2018 with like 32 million units sold. I think that could be either for 2018 or totaled in 2 years, 32 million units. This year, they're dropping it down from 20 million projected to 17 projected, even though since the financial year began, at the beginning of the financial year, or the fiscal year, they've already sold 12.5 million units. That's what I read in another article. So they're noticing a distinct slowdown. And what better way to reinvigorate your base is to sell them a product they already own, just smaller, sleeker, and prettier. That sounds about right for Nintendo. Instead of focusing on the software, which is what drives the console sales, you're going to want to move your way over to doing something that is going to get more people to drop a couple $100s on a new device that they already got the older, bigger brother of. Can't quite complain about that, considering the fact that I buy a new phone every couple years like everybody else, even though the old phone worked just fine. I want the newer, shinier thing. It's called keeping up with the Joneses, and I'm as guilty of it as anybody else. No, seriously, I really, really, really am. It's pretty bad. No, I'm kidding you. Like I got this little guy right here, DJI Osmo Pocket. It's a smaller version of the Osmo. It's awesome, by the way. I'm just pointing out, like, yeah, it's, you know, I do it too. So the smaller, sleeker version of the Switch, if they're focusing it on portability, which I understand is a key thing, playing on it outdoors, it already is only going to have a couple hour battery life. You know, the screen itself is good for where it's at right now. Any smaller and you're going into like phone territory, and phone size is okay, but after a while you want something a little bit bigger. And if this particular Switch doesn't have the ability to connect to a dock to go to your TV, You know, you're going to want to have a Switch that's going to be portable and one that's going to be at home. Now, that could be interesting if they tie the two together. If they're able to share cloud data, maybe this is what's going to happen with this particular type of more expensive online system, because their online already sucks as it is. You know, I think the network code for Smash is still pretty shit. So, you know, I can't even get online to work on my Switch. I bought a card for it. I tried to go through Nintendo service to access it, to activate it, and it keeps telling me no. So the whole thing is already bonked. And they want to sit there and have 2 tiers of multiplayer, with your basic multiplayer for $20 a year, and then this more expensive tier, probably with cloud gaming. So think about this, and this is just pure speculation. So you've got your one Switch, because everyone who buys a Switch Lite or Switch Mini, whatever they're going to call it, is probably already going to have a Switch. So you've got your Switch that you have docked to your TV, you play there, cool. Then you want your portable one. So you have your little minier version that is able to then download your save file from the cloud, and then you can play it on your mini Switch. You know, people could sit there and say, so I'm sure people will say in the comments, oh, but you could just sit there and take out your cartridge and pop it in. You could, but what about the save file? That's what I'm more or less referring to. You know, you'd want to make sure to transfer, to have the, you know, the games be legitimately purchased, I guess, right? But I would argue that they could do something very similar to what Sony did with the PS Vita. You could have the dual play, right? You'd have the version of the game that's for the Vita, and then the version of the game that's for the PS4. The crossplay, that's what it's a crossplay. So you can do the crossplay between both one Switch and another Switch through one account that's tied to a higher tiered yearly online service. And that could be something that I think people would ultimately pay for. Look, our entire existence is spent either pursuing pleasure or the avoidance of pain. And when it comes to trying to mess with cartridges, and especially let's say SD cards for save files, that's going to get a little annoying after a while. So if you could find a way to download it from the cloud and then have it with you, I think it would work out pretty well for what they're trying to go for. Now, granted, this is all speculation, all coming from my own mind. I have no idea if this is going to be true. I have no idea if this is going to be a reality. But it's just something I wanted to put out there, and I'm curious to know your thoughts on this one. Do you feel that this is going to be a good thing, a bad thing? Is it real? Is it fake? What would you pay for in regards to the online access? And what features would you want from Nintendo as a result of this? Let me know down in the comments below. If you guys made it this far, do me a favor, type in Switch in the chat so I know you guys made it, and then toss a thumbs up while you're at it. It really does help out. Anyway, my name is Matt Jarbo. Have yourself a great day, guys, and peace out. Hey, thank you so much for making it to the end of the video. Since you're here, why don't leave a comment? Let me know what you think about stuff. If you want to subscribe to the channel, you can do that as well. You can check out any of these great, fantastic, amazing commentary tracks by me. That's right. I'm not egotistical or narcissistic at all. I'm just your average, everyday, normal YouTuber. Thanks for watching.